welcome back to Soulite Reflections. I am, as always, really excited to be here with you. And I have just had like an awesome day of just feeling really creative, really inspired, creating a lot of content, writing a lot, just like enjoying the sunshine here in Seattle. And I wanted to pop on and record this episode in the moment while I'm really thinking about this kind of sore subject on my journey that feels so important to like share out loud and really work through with you. So it kind of is hard to admit, but I know that I really need to be honest with myself about this. And so this episode is kind of like a public confession, but like in the best way possible. And I've been sitting with this for a while, and I know that some of you have probably felt this too, even if like you weren't able to quite like name it. What I've realized is that my messaging has been so fucking confusing. So confusing. And it's not because I don't know who I am. And if anything, it's actually because I know myself too well. I'm multi-passionate as hell. I love so many things. I have so many interests. I have so many passions. I have so many gifts. And I just like want to share all of it. Like I want to create. I want to serve. I want to love. And it is a beautiful thing. I do love that about myself. It's not only okay, it's amazing to be multi-passionate, multifaceted as a being. Obviously, I talk about this a lot, I feel like, on this podcast and just in daily life. And it's of course, A-okay to have many interests. I always tell people like it's better to be a beginner at tons and tons of things than to like always be trying to become a master at everything. And it's also okay to feel called to share a lot, to offer a lot of different things, because we're not really meant to just be one thing in this life, right? We're multifaceted for a reason. We chose like this multidimensional human being vessel that we're in. But the shadow side of that is when you're offering so many things all at once, it can get really confusing for people who are wanting to work with you, people who are following along, right? People who are in your sphere. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've gotten like, wait, so what is it that you do? And I feel like it's been happening more and more, which I could totally take as just like discouraging. But what I'm taking it as is, hey, more people are paying attention. More people genuinely want to know what it is that you can offer and how you can help them and how they can benefit from working with you. Like, let's clear this up. Let's make it very fucking clear so that people know exactly what it is that they're getting into and what it is that they want from you. And so that's the conversation I've been kind of like having with myself. And because I haven't been so clear in my messaging, I've been holding myself back from the next level of my business, of my career, because no one actually knows what the fuck I do anymore. It kind of feels like a gut punch, honestly, because like back when I was an autoimmune coach, it was so simple. It was like, I help people feel less symptoms and like get back to doing what they love again, right? And if I think back, actually, my purpose back then was pretty much the same as what I do, like my purpose now, but it just looked a little bit different in how we get there. But when I was an autoimmune coach, it was really easy to explain. You either needed it or you didn't, right? But now, through my own journey, I have shifted, I've evolved, my work has gotten so much fucking deeper and juicier, and I've expanded my own knowledge, my own growth, how I help people far beyond just managing symptoms and like trying to do things that bring you joy again on a daily basis. As a lot of you know, I have moved more into somatic release work, retreats, nervous system regulation, embodiment, spiritual coaching, community work, DJing, like all of these things. And every single thing that I offer and do on a daily basis, weekly basis, and also in my career, it all comes from a place of passion and of soul alignment. But somewhere along the way, I would say especially within the last year, is when my message has kind of like, I feel like it's like a muddy puddle, right? It just gets muddier and muddier, and it like, if it's in dirt, it's just going to get muddier, right? It's never going to actually clear up. And I feel like I've been trying really hard to like weave all of these things together without clearly explaining how they actually tie together. I've been just like kind of unintentionally trying to weave them together. I need to add some intentionality in there. And so that's why I wanted to record this episode, because I really want to set the record straight, like not just for myself, but for you listening to this, because maybe you can benefit from some of these things that I offer. The truth that finally, like, really I was tuned into a couple of days ago that I got a soul download about was, I'm here for one thing. One thing. And that one thing is to help you remember who the fuck you are. That's it. I feel like that statement is so perfect because I get a little feisty. My guides are a little feisty, right? I'm not like you're like, oh, love is the way. I'm not your like peace and love all the way girl. And that's okay. That's who I am. I am very expressive. I'm bold. I'm fiery. But at the same time, I can still soften and meet you where you're at. I can lead you through visualizations, meditations, embodiment work, whatever it is that you need at any given part of your journey. But at the core of it, I feel like the sentence, I help you remember who the fuck you are, that's it right there. That's the magic. That's my medicine. That is my mission in every single thing that I do, everything that I've been offering. So I guess the question is like, how do we get there? How do we remember who the fuck we are? Because different people need different things. Different people have different access points within themselves. Different people have different keys that they need to open the doors within themselves. And not only that, but like most of us need more than one, right? We need like multiple and different types. They all need to look different. So I want to make this really fucking clear. What is it that I offer? Number one, in-person embodiment and somatic release workshops. Now, this comes in the form of many different things. I've hosted like half-day retreat style workshops. I've hosted masterclasses online. I've hosted ecstatic dance sessions in person. These are for the people who need to drop into their body now, who need like a little bit of quick release and relief. This is for people who just carry a lot of stress or anxiety or grief, or they're just like feeling disconnected or pain from their physical body. And this is all about like fusing things like light breath work, not anything like holotropic, somatic release breath work, because you got to be certified for that. I'm talking like light breath work, pairing breath to movement in general. Obviously, sound is huge part of what I do and everything that I do. Sound, music, really bass heavy sounds. And basically my goal in these workshops and sessions is to just simply help you release stuck emotions, release pain or other symptoms, regulate your nervous system, and just feel safe in your own body again. When we feel safe in our own body again, we, even if it's temporarily, step out of survival mode and we're able to let more things come into fruition, come into our sphere, and then more magic happens as a result of that. Even, like I said, if we're stepping out for just a second, couple minutes, maybe a couple hours. Every session that I host, my intention is for you to leave feeling more clarity, feeling lighter, feeling grounded, feeling loved, feeling gratitude. That is my big mission in that. And then number two, the next thing that I offer is transformational retreats. This is like my bread and butter. I would do only this if I could. I fucking love hosting retreats. Up until this point, I've only hosted one per year. My goal is to get up to 3 to 4 per year, maybe even more. Who knows? If I could do just that, I totally would. This is my absolute favorite type of container because think about it, like you are basically living with other people who want very similar things for themselves that you do, and you're living with them for days at a time. You're getting to know them so well in a short period of time. This space is just unmatched. My retreats are for people who are just ready to fully unplug, who are ready to like unplug from their daily life and immerse in like the deepest healing, in like really powerful, radical remembrance of self. Remembering who the fuck you are. But on like such a deep level, because we're doing it for 5 days. We're remembering, and then we're remembering again but deeper, and then we're remembering again but deeper and deeper, and then we're remembering again but deeper and deeper and deeper, and we just keep going deeper until the retreat's done. And then when you get home, all of these other downloads and synchronicities start coming through, and we're like, oh my God, I'm a different person. That is what I do. At my retreats, my goal for you is that you get to step outside of your daily responsibilities and you just get to be. I like to blend like festival vibes, like fun, silly, vibey, authentic, genuine connections with spiritual depth. Think private DJ sets, ecstatic dance, and workshops that are all about embodiment and spirituality every day, and yoga sessions, but like plenty of time for rest and connection and play. And then I always have like super nourishing chef prepared meals at every retreat. And every retreat has something a little bit different to offer because I always do them in different places. Now, the extra cool thing about committing to going to a retreat is that when you like think about like when you are at home and you like can't focus, right? And you're trying to get some work done, but then you take your laptop to like a coffee shop, and then all of a sudden like things are flowing. The creativity's going, the inspiration's going. You're just like, oh my God, 2 hours later, you're like, I was so productive. That was crazy. It's because you're doing the same work, but you're in a different environment. You pull yourself out of your daily environment into a new one, and everything like all of a sudden shifts into place, and you got so much done. So the same thing happens at a retreat. When you take yourself out of your usual space, out of your usual environment, your usual situations, your usual relationships, you start to heal in ways that you didn't even know you needed, didn't even know you could. Places within you that you didn't know you could access. That's what happens at retreats, because you're intentionally creating that space with yourself and co-creating with the people that are there. During retreats, my goal for you is that you get to soften, you get to open, you get to play, you get to grow, you get to heal, you get to expand, you get to dance, and you remember who the fuck you are, who the fuck you have always been underneath all of those like roles and responsibilities and all the things that are like put on you from society or just life in general. And then number 3, something that I offer a little bit less often nowadays. I'm a little bit more picky with who it is that I work with. But I do offer one-on-one virtual sessions. Now, these are for people who might not be super open to group experiences yet. Maybe you are so far dysregulated or so far into survival mode that you just like cannot fathom being in a big group of people and being so vulnerable yet. That is who I offer one-on-one sessions for. And I offer one-off sessions. My goal for you is that after just one session, you could get what you needed for like the coming months, and you'd be fine. You wouldn't even have to see me again, right? We could just like check back in a couple months later for like a tune-up. Or I also offer an opportunity for people to see me for like 6 weeks at a time if you want more of like an intensive type model. And this is for people who want personalized, intimate, one-on-one support. This is where we focus on like, what is your unique blueprint? What does your unique journey hold? What have you been through? Where are we going? And the majority of these are people who are in transitional periods in life, whether it's health challenges or identity shifts or new motherhood or moving or career shifts or heartbreak, maybe even just like craving deeper connection with yourself. And it's where we go really deep together. And these one-on-one sessions look different for every single person. I get people all the time being like, well, what does it look like? I'm like, I don't know what it's going to look like for you, but what I can tell you is that I like to blend my own skills with my gifts, with intuition, and just kind of package it up into a pretty little bow and go, here we go, this is our session, right? I like to blend energetic healing, somatic release, spiritual coaching, wellness coaching, embodiment, like whatever it is that you need. Sometimes I'll even like pull some cards for you with your permission, obviously. Sometimes I'll tune into your spirit guides or whatever the universe, source, God has for you. We tap into nervous system regulation. You get emotional support. You get soul guidance, like everything in one place. And again, it looks different for each person. So you might not get all of those things, but actually in some way you will. It just might look different for different people, because some people are really by the book and like need some goals, right? We need to write things down. We need to have some journal prompts. We need to know exactly where we're going, right? For other people, it needs to be a lot more flowy because there might be some like trauma healing work that needs to be done around like that more type A approach to healing. And we need to like kind of tiptoe into it, right? And I am here to meet you there and to soften this journey for you. And then number 4, the other thing that I offer is music and dance experiences. So I talked a little bit about ecstatic dance, but music is so fucking powerful on your healing journey. And if you aren't already, go follow me on Spotify. I have tons of public playlists that I have curated that will help you on your healing journey, and lots of different vibes, from indie music to heavy, like bass heavy EDM, to house music and everything in between. And sometimes the most powerful healing happens when you're just dancing, when you're laughing, when you're sweating. Your nervous system resets like behind the scenes, and you might not even fully realize it. It might just be happening, and that is so freaking cool. That is like, oh, I love watching that happen in people. So my partner Max and I create really intentional bass heavy DJ sets that activate that like primal goddess energy within you, that like tigress, juicy, delicious, and allow you to heal through dance. If you're in the Seattle area, we are playing a set at Monkey Loft, which is in South Seattle, on August 20th at an event called Habitat. It's a weekly party on Wednesdays on their rooftop. It's so incredible. That one's going to be more like minimal house vibes, but it's still going to ignite the soul. We are so intentional with the way that we create our sets, and we're so excited to share this with you guys. And then I am also playing a dirty, primal, trappy, tribal, a little bit of house set at an event called Secret Sunset Seattle, which is happening on August 17th at one of the piers in Seattle. So if you're interested in those, go to my Instagram and you'll be able to find information on both of those. I'm so excited to DJ those, and I'm so excited to DJ at more events, at more outdoor festivals. Like, that is all I want to be doing, is like igniting that soul space within people, not just at like raves and clubs. Like, I actually don't want to play at any clubs. I want to play only at outdoor festivals and at outdoor events that like people are sober or mostly sober. Like, to me, when you really focus on your breath and your intentionality behind these experiences, you can get just as much out of it as when you're like rolling your face off at a festival. And I want more people to realize that and learn how to be more intentional, so that you can carry that into your journey, so that you can like go, oh my God, I just had this crazy experience and now I know exactly how to integrate it into my daily life. Like, that is where the actual work and magic is. So what ties it all together, because I know that's like a lot that I offer, and we're working through this together. Like, I'm still figuring out how exactly to curate and talk more about these things, and talk about why these things are so important, and make it very, very, very clear that these are the things that I offer. Everything that I create, whether it's retreats, workshops, one-on-one sessions, a DJ set, is designed to one thing. I want to help you remember who the fuck you are beneath the noise, the conditioning, the stress, the grief, the anxiety, the expectations, the symptoms, whatever it is. I want you to know that this work that you and I are doing is not just about feeling better for a small period of time temporarily. It's about reclaiming the version of you that laughs so loud, that dances freely, that, I don't know, feels good naked, that loves looking at themselves in the mirror, that trusts your intuition, that speaks your truth, that fully owns the magic that has always been within you. It's always been there, okay? We are just waking up to it. We're just remembering. So if you've been watching me for a while and you're like, okay, wait, what exactly does she do? Or like, how do I get involved? Like, hopefully now you have a better idea. Like I said, I'm still learning how to like hone in that messaging a little bit more and how to weave them together a little bit more. But those are the things that I offer. The moral of the story is that I am here to help you come home to yourself, to help you remember who the fuck you are. And there are many ways to do that. There are many ways to work with me in order to find out. How do I access those keys? Where are they? What do they look like? And now that I have this clarity, I can now start to really weave into my next chapter of my business with my entire fucking heart. And I want you to come with me. So if you're feeling the pull, if you're craving nervous system healing and embodiment, come to a workshop. If you're feeling a full-on transformation in a tight, sacred container, apply for an upcoming retreat with me. I would love to have you. If you want personalized guidance and you're not quite ready for a group vulnerable experience, book a one-on-one session with me. We can start with one and we can go from there. See if more feel resonant or if you got what you needed from one. Or just come dance with us at one of our Awaken sets. Awaken is the DJ name that Max and I go by. It's spelled Awakein, Awaken. It's short for Awaken Within. That is our goal, is to help you awaken that soul space within yourself. So whatever it is that you choose, whichever, I feel like these are all different roads, right? Back to remembering who the fuck you are. And so no matter what it is that you choose in order to work with me, they all lead to the same place. We're gonna come home, baby. Anyway, I love you. I see you. You're incredible. I'm so excited to walk into this next chapter together with intention, with clarity, with soul, with love, with gratitude. Until next time, keep shining, keep aligning. Also, before I leave you, if you're curious about any of these offerings, DM me on Instagram at Playful Embodiment, or email me rach.livefit@gmail.com and just say, I'm ready to remember. We'll dive into like what that means for you, what offering is best for you, and I am so excited to work with you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and we'll talk so soon.